Good morning team, welcome back to Glenn's Workshop. Today we're just going to take a look at my boys' four-wheeler. They stopped riding it just after winter time, and we went to try and give it a bit of a kickstart the other day, and it didn't want to do anything at all. So what we're going to do, we're just going to pretty much drain out the fuel system and have a quick look at the spark plug, because with the two-stroke oil and petrol that goes into it, they don't really like sitting too much. So two-stroke is one of those things where you've got to try and use it all the time, and if you don't use it all the time, then just drain the fuel out of it, or at least try and just get as much out as you possibly can anyway. So I'll show you how to do that. I'm just going to try and get these shrouds off just to make it a little bit easier for us to get into it. What it does, I'll just quickly mount up the camera to the stand. Oh, you just went for a bit of a tumble there. Sorry, not very organised today. But it's probably, I don't want it to be a too long a video, because all this stuff here, it is just a couple of components, but sometimes those couple of components can give a few little issues. So we'll just see how we go. Let's just get all this stuff off. Maybe I'll just lift it up and over. That's what we'll do. We'll just lift it up and over for now. So first of all, what I'm going to try and do is right underneath the carburetor, right underneath here, just that tiny wee little screw there allows us to be able to drain out the fuel. So what we'll do, we'll get a little container and we'll drain out the fuel first, and then we'll try and access that spark plug and have a go. But what I'll do is I'll quickly just try and give it a quick little kick over now, and we'll just see what it does. But yeah, the other day it didn't want to do anything. Absolutely nothing, doesn't even want to sound like it wants to go. There is a little bit of fuel in there, but as I say though, you've got to be careful when it comes to the two-stroke stuff, because it has got oil in it, and the oil always will try and separate from the fuel if it's left for too long. So I'll just get a container. What I might do first of all is I might just try and get it up a little bit higher off the ground, I think. So we'll just put it up on a couple of blocks, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty guys, there we go. We're just a little bit higher off the ground now, so hopefully we're going to be able to actually make it a bit easier to get underneath here. So what we'll do, we'll just, I know it's quite hard to see, but just a little screw at the bottom, and hopefully it'll just release some of the fuel that's been in there for a little while. So they have a little float bowl, and it's just a little bowl at the bottom of the carburetor that just holds a certain amount of fuel. So when it's actually running, that float bowl keeps enough fuel in there for the machine to do whatever it's got to do. And then once it's been used, then it just constantly refills that float bowl. But as you can tell, because it's been sitting for a little while, the fuel's actually really quite nasty. We definitely have the separation in the fuel. So what we'll do, I'll quickly just clean that up off the floor. We'll see if we can get a little bit more out of it, just by Alright, so that's pretty much the float bowl empty now. We're not going to go too far with it, but I'll just pop some new fuel into the tank, and then we'll actually pump some more fuel through, and we'll just make sure that it comes through nice and clean. So we'll quickly just chuck some new fuel in there. Oh. That's really quite rough, but we've got to clean everything up anyway, so it's nothing too major. That'll do for now. So I just made this fuel up last night, so I know that it's at least good fuel going into it now. So now what we'll do is we'll just get some fresh fuel to come down into the carburetor. So with these things here, they have just a very simple on and off. It is just a free flow system, so it does literally just get the gravity does just let it feed down. So we'll just open it up a little bit and make sure some fuel is actually coming through. We'll just pump it through a little bit. So everything else is looking pretty good. We'll might just try and remove the air cleaner, if it's going to allow us without actually taking the frame apart. This one here, it is a 49cc, and it actually goes really well. I've got quite a weird age gap for my boys though. They're like 6 and 3, so the 6-year-old it's getting a bit small for, but now the 3-year-old wants to ride it so bad but can't yet. So everything actually looks really clean inside of it, so we won't mess with that too much. I just wanted to make sure that everything did look nice and clean inside. So just get that buttoned up, and I didn't think there was going to be too much wrong with it, because apart from the stagnant fuel, so really it's all about just trying to get that stagnant fuel out, so then you got some clean stuff that just needs to go through the whole system. Alright, so now that we've got the new fuel in, and it does appear it does have fuel going into the filter and everything. The filter is really clean. We're not going to have to worry about replacing the paper filter or anything like that. So what we might do, now that we've actually got all the old fuel out of it, we'll put it onto the ground and we'll give it a kick over and see if the new fuel did the trick. I actually can't quite remember whether it was, I'm pretty sure it was choke up. Give it a couple more little pumps and we'll see what she does. I might just put you back into my chest mount again. Just gonna try kicking it over again. So that was just on choke, so I expected it to die, but we'll see if we can get it to run correctly this time. Excellent. It actually goes really well. We actually got this thing off trade tested. I must have been a good 2 years ago now. So it is actually a really good machine. It wasn't even that expensive. I think it was somewhere around the $800 mark. But I know $800 sounds a lot, but when it comes to four-wheelers and stuff, it's actually really not. $800 for something like this is actually really cheap. But that was actually really nice and simple. I thought it was. The oil and the fuel was actually really bad, but the two-stroke, that's just how it works. So my biggest advice is if you do need to let something sit for a little while before you are going to use it, then do just just take the fuel out, and at least then you know that you're not going to have any issues. But if you do have issues, on the other hand, very, very simple. As you saw, just release most of the fuel that's in the bottom of the carburetor. So at the bottom of the float bowl, as at the beginning of the video, there's just that very little screw, and release it all, and because that's where all the sediment is, because that's where everything sits. And if you have got something sitting, it will separate, especially when it comes to two-stroke. So that's awesome, good result. The kids will obviously have fun again. I did find a little something wrong though. The over the time the tires have gone flat, so we will actually get that pump back up again. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Any questions, leave it in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Sorry, just a little something else. With a lot of these little four-wheelers, if you do have a couple of kids riding it, and they are quite different in ages, a lot of them do come with a throttle control. So where your throttle is on this one is just down the bottom here, and then right on the opposite side of it, you've actually got a little screw. So this one right here, this one here actually governs how much they can actually pull the trigger, and the further you actually wind it in, the less of the throttle they have. So if you are a bit worried about your little ones getting on them, just wind it all the way in and see what it does, because you don't have to have it at full revs for the little ones. You can just wind it in, and at least then if something does happen, then you can actually pretty much walk to catch them and make sure that they're okay. But yeah, just thought I'd throw a little something extra. Thanks guys, bye.